I'm Bill McConn, and I just wanted to first express my appreciation to you for letting me spend a few minutes with you and talk a little bit about something I think that's very exciting. It's exciting for me, but I think will be very exciting for WBS also in the future. I've been involved in distance education, the use of technology to deliver education or allow people to have access to education for over 30 years. The last 7 of those years I spent at Oregon State University as the dean of their extended campus, which has students in all 50 states, and I think we had 16 foreign countries. Not nearly as many as WBS has. But we were using the internet, using online education there. One of the things that I wanted to also mention to you is that I graduated from Abilene Christian College. I think probably everybody knows it as Abilene Christian University now. Sounds more sophisticated than when I went to school there. I did my undergraduate and I did part of my graduate work there. And just recently, I had the opportunity to do a little consulting work with Abilene Christian as they were exploring and developing their new global campus initiative, in which they're going to be using online education to deliver their programs, both academic programs and support programs, to people literally all around the world. I think that has, again, a direct application to what you're trying to do. We've moved into a generation of people that we're dealing with right now who are people who have never known a world without technology in it, who have never known a world where they didn't have the internet, who have never known a world that they couldn't interact with digitally. Most of us, and I would assume that most of you that I'm talking to, are what we would call digital immigrants. I mean, we're trying to deal with the digital world. We're trying to learn how to use computers and be comfortable with them, make that transition in our lives, because we've known other times when those things didn't exist. But we're also interacting with and dealing with now these generations of people that you could refer to as digital natives. These people are people that have grown up in this environment. They're native to this environment. There's no other reference point for them other than this digital world. This past year, there were 47 million laptops that were sold. That number is up by a number that is almost unbelievable from 10 years ago. Think about that number and think about what that means as we look at the potential for this. One of the projects that's going on right now is called the $100 Laptop Project. And the goal of this is to put a laptop in the hands of children all over the world, regardless of the society they live in, and to provide them the opportunity to interact not only with programs that are on that laptop, but also to interact with the internet, to interact with the world in a way that they've never known before. That opportunity, as you look at WBS and what you're striving to achieve with your efforts, that opportunity opens up worlds that may have never existed before. As you've spent the last 35 years reaching out to the 212 countries with the media that you've had available to you, you've been doing a great job in delivering the gospel to people who wouldn't have heard it otherwise. You've also been doing a great job of involving Christians in a ministry that they might not have been able to accomplish because of fear or inability or lack of opportunity. You provided that opportunity for them to be able to be involved in a ministry that they never would have imagined for themselves, in places that they never would have imagined for themselves. What you've been doing is right on task, and I don't want to leave the impression, especially from my viewpoint, because I'm just a person visiting and talking with you, that it's not right on task. It is right on task. There are things that you can do, though, as you look to the future and as you look to expanding your ability to talk to people and reach people in delivering education online. This is the most ubiquitous form of communication right now that exists in the world. And as this growth occurs, that opportunity that we have to take advantage of that growth is there, and it's there for the taking. It's there for the taking if we ask the Lord to really help us reach out in faith and be able to move ahead and involve ourselves in the use of this technology. Once this tool is in place, and once your capacity to utilize this tool effectively is in place, the one-to-many concept that you're using right now is something that is expandable beyond our comprehension. One of the other things that you can do with this is to involve people in more communicating with each other in a virtual environment in an interactive way. Something now that, in using the mail back and forth, people do get to know each other. They get a flavor of who they are. But as you know, those of you that are especially in business, you know that you receive emails from people all day long. You communicate from people all day long. And there are people that you know and have grown to into a relationship with just on the web that you may have never met face to face, but you know them extremely well. You interact with them and work with them. And that opportunity is there, that opportunity to expand on that. One question that may go through your mind is, yeah, but if I've got people who are not really familiar with the technology, or they're just learning, or we're trying to push them into using it, how are they going to know how to use this technology? Well, one thing that you can do that's pretty straightforward is that if they can get online, you can teach them how to use it, how to best access the material that you're sending them, how to best be involved with their teachers. And probably just important, if not more important, you can use the same technology to teach your teachers, to teach the facilitators that are working for you. You can provide training for those people to make them experts in the use of the technology and the software that you'll be using to deliver the message of God.
Select the file's destination and file name. Click Save and you're all done.
One of the things that I think is sort of underlying this constantly is the thought that the world, Satan, as we identify him, the enemy, is using this technology. He's using it also in ways that they're almost beyond our imagination. But he's doing it also successfully. And he's competing with us who are trying to do our work for the Lord and delivering the Lord's message. And he's competing using this technology in a very effective way. Well, this is a gift from the Lord, but Satan has captured this gift and started using it. If we look at the way he's used it and take advantage of the tools that he has created for us to use to spread the Lord's message instead of a message of evil, think of what we could do with that. I think that probably just to wrap this brief commentary up, if you thought about the Apostle Paul today in this environment, I don't think the Apostle Paul would be content with simply sitting in his room and writing a few letters. I think the Apostle Paul would probably be one of the biggest users of the internet. He would probably be carrying around a laptop everywhere he went. And I think as we look at Paul and his desire to communicate God's Word to people wherever they were, with the tools that he had available then, when we look at the tools that God has blessed us with today, and we take advantage of those tools, think of what we can do as ambassadors for the Lord in this world. I wish you well, and I pray for your success in this effort.